It's been a minute since I've played Onward, because all I've really been doing is playing all of the 3 other games on the Oculus Store. But with Bone Lab releasing on Thursday, it may be a while before I play it again. So I visited the good old Turbine once again, and did some fun wholesome activities, like trying to form a gang, and it ended up with bloodshed, betrayal, and a bunch of medicine. The first thing that happens when I load in is that I talk to this guy who says there's a lot of people in the office building and that he plans to terminate them all. There's some other people which he throws a flashbang at, and then they start shooting at me because they thought I threw it, I guess. Obviously they aren't the brightest, and they are also like 10, so that's fair enough. I convinced them to join the gang I dreamed of forming a couple hours ago, and while I'm talking to this Volk about maintaining friendly relations by not shooting people, the other guy has a brain aneurysm and dies. We all move into the building together, and while I'm in the lobby, a Marsok walks by telling me in the manliest voice imaginable that he's running away. While I'm in a hallway, some people shoot in my direction, but they were really shooting at people behind the glass window on my right. One lobs a grenade which bounces off the glass just like in real life, and so I take cover and miraculously survive. I guess boots on the ground advertising isn't really all that effective, especially when the ground is a stranger's home at 2 in the morning, but past experience aside, I run across to the other side of the dam and radio that I need some people for a gang. After 5 minutes of waiting, one guy shows up, and though I'm glad that he came, it didn't seem like his heart was in it. Don't take that out of context. After well and truly realizing that no one cares about the little club I'm making, me and the random player go to the center of the turbine where I immediately lose him in a crowd of only 2 other Marsoks. He's just that forgettable. One of the Marsoks then starts complaining about the bipod on their sniper before shooting themselves with it, which I guess we've all been there. At that point, I decide it's time to get involved in a conflict that is happening not far away. I duck behind a border patrol booth, while grenades fly at me and I shoot at where they're coming from, which is very immersive. I start doing some cleaning underground, and I don't mean with a bottle of spray and wipe and a cloth, but rather with a shotgun. It's a mess and there aren't really any sides, but eventually it calms down. I admit to these guys that I was being part of the problem, which is a great first step to having a better team morale, but then they accuse me of blowing them up, which I didn't. Eventually I convinced them to kill someone else instead, so everything wound up all good. I move up to the office again and some people start coming up as individuals, even though I want them to be a team. As a team building exercise, we make fireworks with C4 and test how explosive proof the revolving door is. It isn't. You could say this is a risk to personal safety, but gangs don't have safety regulations, so it's fine. Now is the perfect time to spitball ideas for the gang, because currently that's all we are, a gang, without anything to make us stand out. I suggest the name the Shriveled Nutsacks, and then we all explode in the most violent workplace accident of the year. After we all come back from the dead, this guy laughs at the impeccable timing, and then everyone who I've convinced to join enters the office. I don't even own the office, but no one else is using it, so I guess it's our clubhouse now. Anyway, we start producing explosives and medicine on the roof, but this was a bit of a bad idea because within a couple seconds we started getting shot at. I start trying to move the needles downstairs while the others defend me, because if I die we lose all the merchandise. I don't, and everyone comes downstairs with me. We start production again, and after a while we have a sizable amount of needles, but then someone enters from the roof, flashbangs us, and blows us up, obliterating all of the product in the process. So yeah, mass producing is a waste of time, so instead I buy a live rocket with meds and try to sell it to this random guy, which doesn't go too well, and now I'm caught up in his mess. I politely ask the person he's fighting to stop, which seems to work. There's a full-on war again, so I camp out on a hill with some of my men, before moving in to secure the clubhouse. I find that it's empty and some more of my men come in. I give to them this speech. Well, I guess that's it for Shriveled Nutsacks. I want to thank
Shriveled Nuts.
for your membership.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
No, I've been here the whole time.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, but you know, where you been? Where were you been when I was getting shot at? Huh?
I didn't,
I was the one shooting.
Exactly. I think what we all need is a bit of team building, you know, to relax, to wind down. And I'm getting deja vu because I feel like I've said this before. But
Oh
a
yeah,
hike
I was here earlier
or
when you were
volleyball
making
or meth, that would really help us calm down and work together as a unit.
My mom's calling me on my phone. Give me a second.
Don't tell her about
My mom's
anything, I
calling
guess.
me.
After some time, it's just me and my right-hand man, or at least it might have been. There aren't any name tags, but still. I tell him that the dream is over, and out of what I hope is respect, he shoots himself, his body gently resting on the concrete. That is all for the Free Roam saga. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.